So I ended up doing 19, but that was with a couple. I'm addicted, guys. I'm addicted. I just can't seem to stay away. Again, it's supposed to be a rest day, and somehow, magically, I just find myself back in the gym. It's a crazy phenomenon. I don't know how it keeps happening, but it's been happening. This will be 5 weeks straight. 5 weeks straight, man. Um, you know what though? If I'm gonna be addicted to anything, gym is probably one of the better things considering all the other addictive things out there. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know, man. I can't even quite explain it, so I'm not really gonna try to. We're just gonna accept this. Just, that's basically what it is. It's a phenomenon that just keeps happening. Like I said, I can't explain it. So the only the only way I can really sum it up is I still feel like, despite my shoulder and neck issue that I'm having, I feel relatively good. Like, I'm just like with your gains, you have your peaks and valleys, and you have to adjust. Well, that same thing can be said about your energy, your motivation, your dedication. Like, I've been dedicated for 14, going on 15 years straight. So it's not really dedication, but it's the not even the intensity. It's the just the love. You know what I mean? The love for it can come and go. So I'm always dedicated. I've been going 14 years straight. But like I said, the love and stuff can come and go. The passion. Um. So whenever I'm most passionate and most in it, you know what I mean, and just really, really feeling the gym and vibing with it, you could say that's been the past 5 weeks. That's why I haven't even been able to rest on my rest days. I've been going 6 days a week for 5 weeks straight, which is not what my plan has been. So, I mean, I'm just gonna ride it out. Um, it's not overwhelming me, and the second that it does, I will stop. You know what I mean? But as long as I still feel pretty good, again, kind of not counting my shoulder issue, um, I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, it might not be the smartest thing, but I really do believe you have to ride these things out whenever, because and especially the longer you train, the deeper you get into this, the harder it can be to, well, in one way. In other ways, it's easier the longer you train, because you get in such a dedicated routine. It's just like second nature. You just go to the gym. You know what I mean? So that does make it easier. But in another way, it's like the the motivation. You know what I mean? The motivation can be very hard to come by. The deeper you get into your training life, or however you want to say it. So whenever you have moments like this, where you're just like, man, I just want to go to the gym, even on a rest day, unless you know, with the caveat of you're starting to feel in your body the wear and tear starting to catch up. You're really lethargic and tired. If those things aren't happening, and like I said, you have that itch, even on a rest day, you're like, I just want to go to the gym. I think it's smart to take full advantage of that because it can go very quickly. Within a week, you can find yourself not even wanting to go, on scheduled days. You know, you could it's the gym is very cruel in that way. It can be. Um, but yeah, so today's gonna be a push day. I think it's the best thing for me to do. Again, considering my issue, it's gonna be a push day, but no shoulder press. So it's gonna be. I'm basically gonna hit shoulders, triceps, a little bit of triceps, a little bit of chest, and then probably finish with a kind of a combined. Hits a little bit of everything. Most likely a chest dip, body weight, or a machine, either one. But a chest dip, depending on how you hit it, um, it's good for hitting. It's always gonna hit your triceps, in my opinion. But I'm gonna hit it to where it's still hitting my triceps, but also a little bit of chest and shoulders. So kind of tie it all nice. Tie a nice little bow on the end of this workout by hitting them all with one movement. But yeah, I'm gonna start with some shoulder flies. I am putting the, or I'm making a point that I don't go over 12 sets today. So I'm gonna do 3 sets of isolated shoulders, 3 sets of isolated triceps. Then I'll do 3 sets of isolated chest. And I know I just did chest yesterday, but 3 sets of chest is not gonna. I want to do it just to where it's just enough to give me some response and a little bit of muscle growth without overdoing it. So I'll do 3 of each of those, and like I said, I'll finish with the chest dip to kind of tie it all together. So, and I will probably throw drops it in on each one, but we're not gonna count that. I only count those when it suits me, whenever it makes it, uh, whenever it's beneficial to counting my sets. This wouldn't be obviously. I'm giving myself the limitation of only doing 12 sets today. So if you count the drop sets, yeah, I'm gonna be over for sure. But like I said, we're not gonna count those today. All right, I got the 45s. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to go pretty slow and steady and just really isolate the shoulders. 3 sets. Shit. I'm almost thinking I should go up to the 50s. That was well over 15 reps. I know that. I'd like to be more, like always, with my isolation stuff, down around 15, between 10 and 15 for isolation movements. That's right where I like it. I'll go back and count. If I was very close to 20, I'll grab the 50s. If not, I'll stick with these. But that was a good start, man. Shoulders already feeling it in a good way. Not the injury. The injury feels fine. I'm not feeling it in that way. Um, so let's do a couple more. So I ended up doing 19, but that was with a couple of little rest pause moments in the set. Um, I'm gonna try the 50s though. I did 19. Like I said, if it was close to 20, I was gonna give it a shot. even if I got to do, again, these were not intentional, but even if I got to do a little rest pause on this one too, if I can, like I said, if I can be between 10 and 15, I'm happy. I'll be happy with it. But I got to do 2 sets too, so I got to remember that. So we'll see how this goes. 5 pounds can make a big difference on isolation movements like this. So, oh, that was almost perfect. Okay, that actually has me excited because on these seated shoulder flies, I've been doing 45-pound dumbbells for 3 months straight or longer, maybe even 4 or 5. Now, but again, I'm going pretty much a straight arm. If they were bent, I could do more, but my arms are pretty much straight, and I'm going pretty slow. Like if I was just swinging that shit up like you see some people do, I could even go heavier. But yeah, that's exciting. Those 50s felt very manageable. So the next time I do these, I'll try and start right from set one. Start with the 50s, and because this could just be a one-hit wonder. So you really don't know. It's like a one rep max PR. You know, you finally hit that PR, that one rep max, or say you added 5 or 10 pounds to your bench or something. Can you do that every time though? After that, no. After that, your body kind of needs a little bit of some down weeks. So just because I did this comfortably today for the first time doesn't mean I can't continue. So we'll see how it goes next time. But I'll definitely try it. Definitely, so that's for sure. But yeah, I'll do one more nice little drop set, and then we'll hit some triceps. That one was definitely more challenging, which I mean that's the whole point, right? But like it felt pretty significant, and how much more challenging that was. All right, I'll grab like the 25s or something, and we'll do this drop set. Oh boy. Fuck. Yeah, that's it for shoulders. Anyways, since I'm only gonna do 3 sets per body part today, especially triceps, even though I've made a point and kind of emphasize pulling back the tricep volume along with biceps because they need to let the least amount of growth and work. Um, but even in saying that, I still, since I only hit them, or I'm supposed to be only hitting them once every other week, only twice a month, and I had been doing that for 2 or 3 months straight prior to these past 5 weeks. I've been hitting them. I'm hitting them every week now for the past 5 weeks. I really want to emphasize the intensity even more. I'm always pushing intensity, and I mean, that's the number one way to grow, really. You can grow with super intensity, with kind of lighter weight, or even kind of heavier weight. Um, you just may have to adjust the volume depending on how much weight you're doing. But as long as you're bringing intensity, man, you're gonna grow. If you don't, there's something else you're not doing right, or maybe several things. But where was I going with this? Fucking started ranting. Um, oh, because I'm only doing 3 sets, each body part, not a lot of volume today. I want to be really intense with all the sets I do. Like I said, I'm always bringing intensity, but even more so today. Like that drop set, I could have stopped when I originally set them on my legs and been fine. But then I did. I didn't know how many more, but I kept going, pushing that intensity. So yeah, let's do some triceps. Well, the original plan when I walked in here, considering I wasn't going to do a lot of volume in any one specific muscle, I was going to. The skull crushers are just generally a little more taxing on the body. Takes a little more out of you. So that's what I was going to do. I was going to do skull crushers for triceps, and then like always, I did a little feel out set um, with the 40s, literally half of what I normally work with, which is the 80-pound dumbbells. And the 40s, I did like 3 reps. My elbows were just, well, not elbows. Let me take the S off that. My right elbow only was just not feeling it, man. And I could have, because I've had this issue for a while. And a lot of times when I just kind of take my time and I, do a lot of feel out sets and warm up sets, really, really more than I should. I could have done that and probably got away with it, but like I said, I've hit triceps. This will be the 5th week straight. Um, when I'm only supposed to be doing it every other week, only once. So, I'm just gonna take the win and not even try to push it too far with the Skull Crushers, and that's why I settled for this. This works great. I still feel a little on my elbow on this, but man, it is night and day different from what I felt on the Skull Crusher when I tried that initially. So, but I've already done two sets. This is the last one. I'll do theoretically probably around 15 again, give or take, and then throw in a drop set and move on to chess. Okay, success. Definitely brought the intensity on that one too. Whew. All right, this chest exercise that I do is gonna have to not involve my triceps at all. I mean, fuck, they're torched. Oh boy. Okay, probably just stay right here, do some cable flies or something. Fuck. Let's go just a little bit heavier. Why not? I had to lock the fuck in for those 3 sets. I didn't want to say a word until I was done, and it worked. I felt that like crazy. Okay, let's go. I'll probably do some body weight dips, chest dips, if everything feels good. So let's go see. All right, the last portion of this lift. I know it was kind of not a lot of talking, a lot of lifting, but honestly, I mean, that's what it should be, you know? So I was locked in, got a really good lift, chest is pumped, triceps are still a little pumped too, shoulders, not so much, but my shoulders, I mean, it doesn't take much for me personally to get my shoulders to grow. So I just kind of like my biceps and triceps. I got to do just enough to to keep them maintained, kind of where they're at. That's it. I'm done, man. Good rest day. Good fucking rest day. That's what I like about this. Is a push day. I didn't isolate one specific muscle group a lot. Kind of overdo it, A little bit of everything. Um, Not everything, but you guys know what I mean. Just sprinkling in a little bit of 3 or 4 different muscle groups. Not like I said, not overdoing too much on one specific area, considering it's supposed to be a rest day, and I've already hit all those. So should be fine. Should be fine. Tomorrow an actual rest day, and then be back Sunday. We're probably just back. But yeah, I'm done.